Greetings everyone, ZXSS here, and what shall we look at today? Well, let's talk Pac-Man. Yes, the old-time Namco classic. It just doesn't seem to ever want to go away, does he? Well, to give you the truth and honesty, you blame this. Pac-Man is an absolute classic, and a staple of the retro field. It's a game that's endured many generations and also untold amount of bad home ports, especially the 8 and 16-bit era machines. They just couldn't seem to get the formula right of something which was such a simplistic game, and anybody who's played Pac-Man on the 2600 Atari would actually know this for a fact. You know what I'm talking about. I'm going to get back to that at another point sometime in the future about this version. I don't know, maybe I did a maimed and destroyed about it, or a old-fashioned look over, and maybe I may be a bit too harsh on it, but hey, you never know. But so now, we're not worrying about the old school Pac-Man. We will get back to it again. But this time we're looking at new school Pac-Man. And Pac-Man Championship Edition DX Plus. Yeah, try saying that when you're absolutely ratted off your skull. Come home, play. Yeah, you get the point, don't you? You don't need me to go on deafening and sodomizing your ears on a drunken ass comment like that. But anyway, Pac-Man Championship DX Plus, so I'm just going to call it Pac-Man for now. What's it all about? Well, it takes everything that was good about Pac-Man and kind of modernises it. Now, I know if somebody would have turned around and said to you, like, hey, do you want to buy a new Pac-Man game that involves running around the same old-ass mazes all the time, just eating the same layout of pellets? Nobody's going to take Namco seriously. And I do mean no one was going to take Namco seriously over that. So Namco decided, hey, we need to upgrade Pac-Man and bring him into the latest era. And so they did, by changing the game workouts completely and utterly. This doesn't run like your normal Pac-Man game. In fact, this runs very, very differently for a lot of reasons. And a lot of changes have been made. Now, first of all, you've got your normal sort of maze layout in which you see. Well, before you do that, you actually have a choice of what sort of visuals you want on this one. And this game has many, many visuals for you to choose from glowy stuff to old-fashioned pack blocks, and even the design of Pac-Man and the ghosts can even be chosen. Yeah, they even go back to some of the old rendition systems, or even some of the old Pac-Mania games. They all have a different variations here, and they're all selectable, with the exception of one which you need to get all the achievements for, which I do admit I've nearly done, but it's just a pain in the butt to try and get them. But then again, you really need to show your true Pac-Man skills to get these top-end achievements on this one, especially the Facebook medals. I've got all the Steam achievements personally, but hey, you can't actually need to work hard to get the 1.5 million or 1.8 million on one stage in 5 minutes. Trust me, it's not easy. But either way, just for starters, you have your usual time attack modes. There's no limited life sort of mode like the old-fashioned Pac-Man, but it would have been nice, but no, it's done something different. Instead, what you get an ever-evolving set of power pellets that lay on the floor, and Pac-Man must simply run round and gobble them all up. Usually at the end of each one of them, there is actually a piece of fruit or an item which you collect, which will then reveal the next layer of pellets. And it seems to go back and forth from side to side of the maze. Now, just to make your life that little bit more miserable, hey, guess what? Some stages, the maze keeps terraforming and keeps changing shape. And then also, instead of the usual ghosts that are running around the maze, well, to tell you the truth, they're still chasing you. You also now have what's known as sleeping ghosts, which you need to dash past very nimbly, and then if another ghost isn't following you, then they'll wake up and then they'll join, forming what seems to be a very large ghost train. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I know. Trust me, that was a gag when I thought about it as well. But as this ghost train goes in mad pursuit of you, eventually you will see a pattern which will reveal a power pellet, and then you can turn around and chomp them all. I am talking hyperscale combo chomping here. Not just the odd one that made the ground on. You could chomp that whole entire train. If you've got about 30, 40 ghosts you've managed to top up following you, then oh, the satisfaction is immense. And not only that, all the other ones that are in the way as well, they're also available for chomping, because it may suddenly stick a whole load in there you can run through and chomp out. Now also the ghosts seem to be holding the sort of power pellet as well, or bombs. Now bombs are very, very useful, because for one thing for the game, if you suddenly find the ghosts are getting too close, it enters kind of a slow motion mode. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. One, for other players, it gives them a quicker chance to rethink their directions and get away. But if it comes to the point where you're trapped in both ways, you ain't going nowhere. You've been caught. And this is where the bomb comes in handy. With a simple quick press of the button, the bomb detonates, and all currently ghosts that are chasing you are sent back to the middle of the arena, the usual ghost home. Then after that, you can then carry on moving around and get away again, and then get on sort of resuming your daily business of chomping away at the power pellets. The power pellets do appear in derived patterns. Now this is a good thing, because eventually you can learn what combinations of these patterns are coming out, and you can actually plan tactics on it, in the attempt of scoring extremely high. Do you take that last power pellet, or do you just carry on collecting as normal? Do you chomp them all, or do you try and make a massive great big ghost train, and then actually chomp the whole lot for massive points? It's a very big amount of choice for this. If you want to go for high scores, you need long ghost trains, because like I say, the power pellets themselves just don't give enough points. And you need to be able to dodge all these sort of things. So if you make the train too long, you might end up cornering yourself into a point where you can't get away, just on the pure and simple basis that the bloody the ghosts just seal you in. Again, you better hope you have a bomb handy on this one. The other challenge to the fact is the ever-increasing speed. Every time you chomp out a ghost, the game speed increases. And so then the game gets faster and faster and faster during play. Haha, so it's got you caught there. But it goes to a maximum of 50, and at the start of the game you can actually choose which sort of speed you want to go at. So you can start off with a speed 1 where Pac-Man is basically crawling like a slug, or you start off with 20, which is a more reasonable speed to start with. And it's also the speed I always enjoy starting with anyway. But that's good for the whole thing. Now, is there any sort of downfalls to this game? Oh, come on, it's Pac-Man. What can you get wrong with Pac-Man? But the good thing about this is Namco didn't get it wrong. They knew exactly what Pac-Man was all about, and they knew exactly what their game was all about. Come on, they've been making Pac-Man games for so many years. And after numerous Pac-Man games that did come out, I think this one finally hit the spot by going back to its roots and hitting with its original basics. They just didn't go wrong with this. It's just a very, very good Pac-Man game. Now, of course, with all that aside, you've got more stuff to go for. You also have challenge modes, so you can actually go for 10. You can also have ghost combo modes, where you have a set amount of time to chomp off the biggest ghost combo you can create. And then you also have small 1-minute challenges where you have to get certain patterns of pellets before the timer runs out. And this adds more challenges to the game before you can progress to the next one. Now, another good feature of this one is, once you complete a challenge, say you complete a challenge in 30 seconds, just to add that little bit more pressure onto you, you can then sit there and do the challenge again, but with only 30 seconds left. So you know you've done it in this amount of time, so you're just forced to do it quicker, and quicker and quicker and quicker. So you can if you really want to go back and use the same old 1 minute time again to do the challenge, but then again that's boring. You want to press yourself, you want to hit yourself forward, and you really want to pressurize on these challenges. Other nice features include a world leaderboard as well. So if you've got other friends playing this game on Steam or other choice of platform, I do believe this is available on the Xbox 360 and the PS3, then you can actually compare your scores. And also, with all good games, we've got DLC. And what does the DLC take in this form? Well, additional mazes, of course. Now, looking at just the Steam ones, because I've not seen on there, they're about £1.59, £1.79 per maze. I do find that a little bit steep in my own honest opinion for a maze for this game. However, if you're going to be buying this game straight up from the top, you can actually buy the Pac-Man all-you-can-eat box, which basically contains all the DLC at a much reduced price. I believe it's only £11.99, so that's £4 more, so that's literally the price of 2 of the DLCs, plus you get everything, including the additional background music. So if you're going to be buying this game straight up, and if you love Pac-Man, I do advise buying the all-you-can-eat package over the just the standard one, and then the DLCs individually. It's a lot more value for money, and just proves to be better on the wallet in the overall run. Like I say, I can't really fault this game. It's Pac-Man. Pac-Man is a simplistic idea. One of my only things I've actually got a gripe for, I do know far too well Namco created a tournament edition arcade machine, which was in essence a 4-player Pac-Man game that had a few different rules and also a few different odds and ends to this. Four Pac-Man can be played at the same time. Now, I'd like to have seen that transposed to this version and an online Pac-Man gameplay, and I reckon this game engine could be modified into this very nicely. So it's just a matter of seeing if Namco will do a nice thing and turn this great little Pac-Man game here into a multiplayer wonder. And then so you can really, really start showing your friends just who the king of the Pac-Man here is. Pac-Man Championship Edition DX, Pac-Man Adventure. No, I'm pretty sure there was a Pac-Man Adventure at some point. But Championship Edition DX, I give very highly recommended for any Pac-Man fan. There's plenty to keep you going, and it just serves great as a complete pick-up and put-down game. If you just want to have a quick rounds on the maze, pick the game up, load it up. It takes no time at all to load this up. And also, you want to have another cool thing about this? There's a Dig Dug and Rally X scheme as well. So they've chucked in a couple of their old games too, and I do like the Dig Dugs and the Rally X themes. It keeps to the whole side of the original sprites for this game, and it starts off with the original theme tunes playing, and then suddenly, as the theme tune dies out, it kicks into a badass remix. ZXSS finished here, and I've got another game coming soon. Well, I've got a few more PC games coming, and then we'll start looking at some older stuff, like I promised. Okay, thank you very much, see you all soon, and goodbye.